Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you got to do, make it last. Wait for the perfect.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 888. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the social medias here in the Sorgatron Media Studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ready to have a blast with you guys tonight. We got a full house, in-house, on the digital house, all over the place. First of all, we have from Hopewell Junction, New York, the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from the WWE. It is Mad Mike.
Sorg gets 888.
Yes.
We all have to come up with our favorite 8-man tags.
Oh, ooh. Okay, later in the show, we'll give everybody favorite 8-man tags.
What are we? I don't know. It's 888. I feel like we have to do something for it.
It's gonna be like Survivor Series matches, I guess.
Sure. Or Horsemen or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Evolution.
Evolution. There you go. There were 4 of them.
Evolution is a mystery. So.
Yes. Still trying to figure that one out. Also with us, he is the grizzled veteran who's held about every position except for maybe sound guy in professional wrestling. Ronnie Starks returns to the show.
Hello, everyone. It's time for the wrestles, and it's time to talk about Phillip Brooks.
Wait, move your head a little bit. Let's see what's hanging out behind you on video there. Aww. Nice ghost face there. Is that a wreath? Mm-hmm. Is that like a Christmas wreath with ghost face and a knife?
It is.
It is so appropriate for tonight. So, is this how you celebrate the holidays, or is it technically Christmas, or is it leftover Halloween?
Well, I have my Halloween tree up right now too. So.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I got you. All right, and then our special guests this week, as advertised, together they are the Den of Desire. First of all, the borderline indecent Marco Narciso is with us.
I'm so excited to be here.
Glad to have you. One of my favorite, most entertaining highlights of Thursday night fights that we do, I think, is the only choreographed entrance that we've done in years. Yeah. With the cameraman. We'll talk about that here in the next segment. But also with us and accompanied by Honey Darling.
Hi.
So, I can't wait to talk with you later in the show, because I discovered, and apparently I didn't discover all of the podcasting you're into.
Oh man!
So we're gonna have a little discussion about that.
Lore,
you have lore.
I have much lore. I am old and have much lore. Yes.
It sounds like we were on 2 different paths for the same amount of time.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and somehow we both ended up here.
Yes, all junctions come through the Wrestling Mayhem Show eventually. In Pittsburgh podcasting and wrestling, apparently. Anyways, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and we talk wrestling and with people in, around. Well, it started with fans, but now we all kind of work somewhere. So have or had or do, whatever the case may be. Myself, a video professional with pro wrestling. So I'm trying a little bit of intro for the new people. But let's get right into it. Big news of the week, of course. This weekend, it was highly anticipated, or a surprise to you. Who knows? Depends on which dirt sheets you read. But, of course, the biggest...
R-Truth came back.
Yes, you stepped on my feet in. But I was trying to build it up a little bit more, Mike. But, yes.
No,
R-Truth is back.
R-Truth just deserves no preamble. We just get right in.
Yes, absolutely.
Look, all I'm saying is, I don't know where he found them jelly rolls at, but someone's going to hook me up with some jelly rolls.
By the way, side note, the trend of people I've seen perform at the Gathering of the Juggalos getting involved in wrestling is continuing with Jelly Roll. Because I saw him like 6 years ago in a field in Ohio. And now I didn't know that he won a CMA award. Was that right? So
Is that a clown music award?
that is a no, but there should be.
No, it's a country magnet award.
Oh.
What are magnets?
Oh no.
We're not sure what they do.
Oh.
It's
They
a
like-
Juggalo
Sorg, I have
Magnet
to-
Award.
I have to say it every time.
No, but
do.
it's like rainbows, right?
Yes.
They're like the same.
Why are there so many songs about those?
Because they're an anomaly?
Songs about rainbows.
Thank
Is
you.
that what you're getting at? Okay.
Whoa,
Yeah, of course.
That just got
Just
dark.
making sure we are Kermit the Frog and up in
I was
here.
gonna say,
Oh,
isn't that
yeah.
Kermit the Frog's like song?
Yes.
You want me to do my Kermit voice for you too?
Whoa,
Yes,
is that an
please.
do we have to pay for that? Do we have to opt
That's
in?
a Patreon option. That's a
Yeah, I was
Patreon
gonna
option.
say,
We're gonna have
do
to
we
come
Yeah,
back
that's
to
put in a
that.
That's a-
password?
yeah,
Yeah,
or
you
a
don't get
birthday?
Ronnie, stop giving the good shit away for free.
Yeah, put your
All right,
shoes
on
back
Patreon,
on.
we will all do our Kermit the Frog impression.
There you go. There you go. That's our Patreon.
I'll do Miss
teaser.
Piggy.
No, I'm Miss Piggy. Obviously.
Also, Randy Orton came back, and he seems so happy to be here.
Pure joy.
He looks
Sure,
good.
Yeah, he looks good.
No,
he,
he
and
looks
he
incredible.
looks like he's having a great time.
Yeah.
And
I'm happy he's healthy.
yes,
That's the main thing.
looks
'Cause
great.
Yeah.
They're talking about. I don't know if they were talking about this on Raw last night, but he looks different because because of his recent neck injury, he had to change up the routine. Which is swole. That's
Yeah,
an
me
interesting
too.
prescription.
Yeah, I was like so strong before, and then now I'm just not. You
Yes,
know?
and he went the opposite way. It was
Yeah,
really
it's
weird.
like
Like,
basically
Edge
the
looks a
same.
little stringier than before after the neck injury. It's just like I don't know how this
Stringy,
works
I don't
out.
like.
Stringy,
Did you say stringy?
stringy.
I don't like stringy.
No.
No, I like muscles to be one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like it when I can see the lines. It stresses me out.
I'm anti-vein also. Veins creep me
Yes.
out. Like when people play with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-uh.
When they like move him around. Yeah.
Pet
Yeah,
peeve,
and threaten
red
them with
flag.
an open-ended paperclip.
Oh, you do
Is
know.
that just my friends?
Oh, you do know chest flexor. Anyways, and some game named Phil came back, and
Never trust a Phil.
jeez, with the I'm okay. I'm gonna hold on to this for a while.
And it was less than Wonderful.
Are we just betting on his existence is the thing to get excited about? Because we have not seen
honestly,
anything
we
yet.
should take bets as to when this all implodes.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's I feel, and I feel like I've explained this like 5 times in the last week. If anybody knows how to deal with a troublesome person and compartmentalize them so they can just make the money, it's WWE. Okay? Like, they are the fucking experts at this. So if anybody can tame a Phil and squeeze
then sell that
and then sell
class.
that and sell the Phil
Yeah.
and merchandise the Phil
Yeah.
and send Phil to Saudi Arabia to make more money.
Oh, I can't wait.
Are
I
you
can't
ready
wait
for
them
that?
to-
Are you ready
I cannot
for
wait.
CM Punk versus Goldberg in the desert? Are we ready for this? We're like, I need bigger challenges. Like, here's Goldberg. You
Is
know,
this like MTV Road Rules challenges? Because that's what it sounds like. Are
I
they
want
gonna
it to
have
be.
to?
I want it to be, right?
Amazing. Do they get an RV?
In the desert?
Yeah, in the
I think that's a
desert.
problem.
I'm in. I'm
That's-
watching this.
Podner's asking, will Punk make it to Mayhem Mania? What if we already ban him from Mayhem Mania?
The first thing. Hold on, the wheel's over here. We want to get the wheel.
Yeah.
And
You know what? Hold on. Sorg,
uh,
grab the wheel.
hold on a sec. Okay, hold on.
No,
You go ahead.
hold on.
Hold on. I'm not hearing it because I'm grabbing the wheel.
This is gonna be fun.
I can
This
translate.
is
Yeah,
this is the
I can tell
WMS.
Translate Mad Mikey-ian for me, okay? So hold on. What am I doing with this thing? Here's the
Sorg.
Mayhem Mania Wheel of Space Jail Captivity.
Sorg, it's Wrestling Mayhem Show 888.
Yes.
It's true.
Spin the wheel once.
Yes.
If it lands on a number with an 8, CM Punk is starting Mayhem Mania in Space Jail.
Starting in Space Jail. All
How about that?
Here we go.
Heavy.
If he's even a qualified participant. Why
Well,
why is my
by virtue
screen
of the
getting
fact
dark?
that either
Why
he's
is my
employed
exposure-
or he's
the-
unemployed,
why
he's
is
qualified.
the wheel
Look,
is
he's gonna make it through.
All right, ready?
Oh,
It's
this will
been
be so funny.
What if it's
will be
divisible
so
by
fun.
8? Oh.
22.
Ah,
Nope.
raspberries. Oh well.
We had
Wah,
so
wah,
many
wah.
chances. It was so
You-
close.
That was the final Jeopardy, and
That would have been really funny.
Becky lynched it.
We
Okay.
didn't ask it like a question though. Are
It
we
is-
fired?
It is. I don't know. I don't know. People are going to complain either way at this point. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Low blows at AEW. The IWC will pitch a fucking fit. Yeah, they are. No, everybody's complaining or
Honestly,
saying it's the
he
greatest thing.
probably legally can't
What?
make any comments about AEW.
Oh yeah.
And maybe they're just like, we don't want to bother, you know? Because, like...
Oh no.
Oh yeah,
sure.
I'm sure it's just
Sure.
them being
No,
polite.
they, they want
That's
to.
probably
yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
no,
No, we're
I
happy
think
for
the high
Edge.
road for
He
one.
said he's
That
happy
checks
for
out.
Edge. It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah,
It'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
fine.
I think-
Everybody is so civil in professional wrestling.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
okay.
this is gonna be about friendship. Probably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the friendship Phil.
Yeah, a
I
friendship
like
Phil.
it.
Oh, that's a
How
good
about how
one.
about
There's
How
no
about-
friendship, Phil.
carefully managed Punk?
White
Kid-
glove punk?
White glove punk. Man, we're gonna have to work on this a little bit.
Okay.
So either way, he came out, did nothing at Survivor Series, post copyright because we've learned. Comes out on
You always wait for made in Florida. You
always
know
wait
by
for
now.
Made in Florida. That's what we learned from NXT in the Gargano Tommaso Ciampa situation, right?
and the Walter era.
In the Walter area, what did they do with Walter? I can't remember.
Walter was a post bug too.
Is his debut? You mean?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. So there's that. So that's bleeding over here to WWE. Great. Thank you, Trips. And then comes out on Raw and does the lamest CM Punk promo I've seen. Like, period. I'm happy to be here, and I'm back home, and it's like. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is, and maybe this just hits me harder because I was there for the return and hung on every word and had the ice cream bars and bought the T-shirt. And remind me to wear my CM Punk T-shirts in the next WWE show, by the way. That says I was there in Chicago.
Is it in puff paint?
You know what? Can you help me modify
Yeah, I
that?
have so
Okay.
much puff paint.
Okay, let's do
Yeah,
that. Let's do
honestly,
that.
I was just trying to move some. Thank you for
Okay.
that.
All right. I know a lot of people with CM Punk shirts from that
Custom
night.
T-shirts.
Yes, exactly. So, and it just seems so. Listen, Mike. I usually don't like to point out the hypocritical promos in professional wrestling because it's professional wrestling. Like, you know that over the near 20 years we've been doing this, right? Like, it's just not my thing. But man, fuck that promo. What the fuck? That was nothing. It was a whole lot of fucking nothing. And after the big show that he did from his return and his re-return and his re-re-return, and I just am so like, and I watched Raw live. I put up with fucking commercials last night, okay? Like, I learned so much about do not buy the blue pills for your dick on Fridays or whatever the fuck that commercial's about, okay?
Just on Fridays?
Just on Fridays. I don't know. It's all about Fridays and buying your penis pills from like Target. I don't fucking know. It was really educational, and I wasn't here for it.
It's not a collab like a TGI Fridays Viagra collab.
You know, that would be a thing, except they're all closing down
wow,
around here.
that'd be
So
wonderful.
that
You
wouldn't
just
that
stick them
be?
in your cheese sticks. Or it comes with like a blue cocktail.
No, actually, you crush them up. You put them on the rim of your mango margarita.
Oh, hell yes. Rim that shit with
There you go.
Viagra. That is
There you go.
gonna be popular at the places we go.
Den of Desire only serves that.
Anyways, let me check in with the chat room here.
Talk about a
And
big
we're-
pop.
We have morality turn. Cue the continuous eye roll for the next hour.
Oh,
So
boy.
no, we're only doing
Alright.
this for one segment, guys. Although you don't know what we have planned for the next couple.
Oh, we're
Um,
gonna sling jabs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
come
It's
on.
just
This
what we- it's
this
just
is
what we
very.
do.
Oh, I'm biding my time until I start.
It's very
jabs.
jabbable. It's very jabbable.
Let me just start out by.
Yeah,
making
Mike,
a
you have,
serious
or
comment.
Ronnie, you have words.
I do. Let me just start out with a serious comment before I start slinging shit
Okay.
around the room.
Okay. All right.
All right. So look, you have to look at it as a wrestler's perspective,
Okay.
and I am also a CM Punk guy. You guys know that.
Yes.
You have to understand. Phil knows exactly what he's doing, exactly what they're setting up with. Seth Rollins even said that he's a hypocrite. So what does CM Punk go out do? He goes out there, does a hypocritical promo, the fakest shit you're ever gonna fucking hear.
Oh yeah.
Because that is exactly what he's setting up for. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he was told to do. He went out there to do it. He's gonna come off as the biggest fake motherfucker until they start calling him out for it. That's what's gonna happen. He knows what he's doing.
First program's him and Seth, right?
Yeah. So genuinely, is he excited to be there? You heard what he said last night. He's not there to make friends. He's there to make money. All right.
But that was the one thing he didn't say in microphone.
No, but
that was the one thing he didn't say to the crowd.
He definitely said it where you could hear it though.
Yeah.
He's Harvey Denting.
But we all know why he's there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's fine. I'm a huge Punk guy. I've been a huge Punk guy since his Ring of Honor days, going into doing his little stint in TNA, going to WWE. The AEW thing, obviously that was a fail, but you know, there's other people responsible for that. You can't just blame Punk for it. You know, it's not.
Can't you?
No, you can't just blame Punk for that. Okay, you have to. And now I'm slinging shit.
I love Ronnie's being the potentially reasonable one right now.
Okay, this doesn't happen often, so you take it for a grain of salt. You know, I'm going to lay this down for you. WWE is the professional company where everybody there is strictly professional. AEW is run by a cocaine addict who has zero goddamn idea what he's doing, and you have either a bunch of children who quite honestly shouldn't be on television to begin with, a bunch of vets who are just there to collect money and don't give a shit about being there, and tell me I'm wrong because you know it's true. Now, you're going to tell me...
when he's telling lies.
No, you're telling me that you're going to have all these guys crossing the streams. I made a Ghostbuster reference. Fuck it. You have these guys cross the streams because they want to do stuff for their buddies, which is understandable, you know, good for them. If my buddies were over another company, I'd want to go hang out with them too for the rest of my career. But you had CM Punk who genuinely wanted to help this fucking place out. Genuinely wanted to be there. And you have all these young kids who don't want to fucking listen for shit because they're clearly either not ready for television or no vets were there to tell them, hey, you can't act this way, you can't do this. I mean, you're telling me little Jack Perry is the reason why CM Punk left AEW. Are you fucking kidding me? That kid is like 20 pounds soaking wet. You're telling me that goddamn kid is the reason why he left AEW? No, he left because he didn't want to put up with the bullshit anymore.
I will. I'm with you. But also, I just feel that somebody should be the adult in the room, and shouldn't that have been CM Punk? In these cases,
unless
realistically, it should have been Tony Khan.
Yeah, it should have been Tony Khan. It's his company.
Well, as far as locker room leadership goes,
I mean, you have locker room leaders. You have Chris Jericho. You have Jon Moxley. You have Bryan Danielson. You have Edge. You have Christian there. You have Miro. You have all these guys who have been in the Fed, knows how this shit works. And you're telling me none of these guys went up to these kids and says, hey, this is how the program works. This is how you're supposed to act in public. You're not supposed to be a dick. Don't go pissing off people that you're not supposed to be pissing off. And let's not forget, you know, we live in a weak generation where everybody's feelings get hurt now. So, you know, the little kid...
Okay, hold on.
Ronnie's having a real get off my lawn moment. I feel like we're unpacking it more than CM Punk right now. But
hold on. You're saying everyone's feelings get hurt, though?
Yeah.
There's no one who was more vocal about his feelings getting hurt.
Oh, Phil gets hurt all the time.
than crying man Punk.
Yes.
He
put up a promo from Hangman that no one remembered.
Yeah.
And one line that no one remembered. And no one gave a shit about.
And that whole thing, that Nick Hausman Colt Cabana rant was out of place, unprofessional, fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. That was fucking...
Honestly, right there, that's why I knew, this is tailspin. Because Tony Khan just sat there like a little goober, and he's like, what now?
Yeah.
If that was WWE and something like that happened,
because he's inexperienced,
he would have been, thank you, CM Punk. We will now be ending the press conference.
Yeah. There should have been a cutoff.
Yeah, it should have been a cutoff. You know, and you know, I know that was bullshit that never should have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But people were pressing his buttons, and he got sensitive too.
No one pressed his buttons. That's the thing. His buttons were already. This is almost why you don't do interviews right after really intense match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was the first one out, and he was covered in blood and eating cupcakes.
Everyone's emotions are heightened.
Yes. But that's just such a
like
weird thing to have
kind
a
of decorum
baller, tremendous match of the year candidate match, and the first thing you want to bitch about is Cole Cabana sharing a bank account with his mother.
So I'm not entirely right on the situation.
No. Well, no, that's fine. No, that's your feelings, and that's right.
No one is entirely right about it.
It's fucking. And listen, and I'm not saying I'm not a CM Punk. I'm not saying I'm not a CM Punk fan. I'm a CM Punk fan now.
Yeah.
And I think I've always known this. The way that I'm a Hulk Hogan fan, but not a Terry fan, right? Or an Ultimate Warrior fan, but not a Jim Hellwig fan for reasons, right? I am a fan of the cartoon
Jim
character.
Hellwig doesn't exist anymore, Sorg.
Well, on several levels.
His name is Warrior.
Yeah.
Right.
And you will address him as such.
Asterisk Jim Hellwig, because I'm a fan of the cartoon character I saw on my television growing up. So right. like I can separate that. Like I can separate Tom Cruise is not Ethan Hunt. Okay.
Whoa.
Wait
a minute. I didn't.
He's not Maverick. I'm telling you. I keep trying to tell Missy too.
Nobody told me this.
Yes.
I was not prepared for this conversation.
So, anyways, you guys have any thoughts on CM Punk before we move on here? Marco, you've been really quiet on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the truth probably lies somewhere in between both the statements that Mikey and Ronnie had just made, personally.
Which were both very strong statements.
I like it. I like
fights.
It
was good.
I think you guys should fight more. And also,
I've been waiting.
Do you listen to this show?
Yeah, I know. Just in general, more. Like always more. But no, I think no matter how you feel, because I have a lot of people who feel strongly on both sides. I think that no matter what, he gets people to talk about him. And I think that that is a skill that not everybody has. And I think that there is money behind that. And I think getting people to constantly talk about you, and even when you're not doing shit, like, so to the point that like it was a bullshit promo, like to get paid to do a bullshit promo.
Yes.
Good on
to
you,
get paid,
homie.
to get paid to do less work than you were before.
Listen, that is literally my 5-year plan. Not in wrestling, just like as a human being. Like I want to continuously. Please don't share this with my job, but I want to continuously do less and get paid more. I've seen a lot of people do it, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, no,
that's called becoming a CEO.
It's very cool when you
get
the
American way.
It is the American way.
I am trying to fail my way to the top.
By the way, but you saying that, and that is the most, Ronnie, say something so this pops up here. That is the most American-looking view, Ronnie.
It is the American way.
Like, I mean, just lean back underneath the ghost face.
The fucking dream there, buddy. Yeah. Kill him without
like he's about to stab your head.
Yeah, it does kind of a little bit.
I think that's why intentionally.
Well, you know what? We all got opinions. I'm glad you guys.
I have one more.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
It might be slightly controversial. CM Punk is to wrestling what Donald Trump is to politics.
Good night, everybody. Look at.
I don't think we need to explain that. Can we just sit on that one? Can we just sit on that one for a minute?
Right, I'm just saying.
I don't want to dissect that.
Congratulations for making my blood boil.
Yeah. Just leave that. Let's put it over here. Let's everybody else just kind of roll through the break.
Like talk about it, but like not with us.
Yeah. Like, save that for the Christmas dinner table.
Yeah.
No.
We'll save that for the STD special.
Yeah.
That's this episode.
Yeah, I thought that was this episode. We were given an outline. No.
This is going to be a fun interview. Anyways, thank you everybody that does support the show. Again, if you have opinions about what was just said in the last segment, especially that last part, you can email us at
Good time.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com is the email. Please,
And please feel free to DM me directly.
Oh, you just opened that one up.
Please, please,
I don't care.
please don't DM me because I don't care.
Yes. If you got a problem with what Ronnie said, DM Mike directly.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah, and if you don't like me,
I'll forward
too.
anything really funny to Ronnie.
DM
Yeah.
directly. So, shit, we're on social medias, Wrestling Mayhem Show at Mayhem Show, depending on the platform and how many characters they allow. You know, the ones that matter. And of course, we do have a great group over at Facebook. We have a Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook group and a chat that's been a lot of fun lately, actually, especially during the live shows. A lot of conversation, especially over the recent news and the pay-per-views and everything recently. It's really turned into a really cool spot where we can kind of dissect some things real time and not have to worry about other things on other platforms. So, and also thank you to our Patreon supporters. Oh, did I add this one in here? We have a new Patreon supporter, and I want to make sure I get the name right on this one, so I'm going to pull it up real quick here. But anyways, but thank you to our Patreon supporters. I'll get to the new one in a second. Our friends at the fan of the show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Team Ham Fist and Ed Burke, and also at the Poppy Club level, Dave Profbot Bonner, spouse of Roosterly Affair at roosterlyaffair.com, and Rats in a Trench Coat, Tony Kincaid. At the Pizza Club level, our friends Doc Remedy, The Riz, and Lance Fisher, and at the manager level, Bradley. And also thank you to our newest Patreon supporter. That is, there it is, Tyler of the Tupac family. Has joined.
Tupac family.
We love you.
New Kensington royalty on the show now. Thank you,
New
Tyler.
Kensington Thug Life, baby.
Rogaki? I'm not sure. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it right. But for you, we'll just go with Tupac family. Who made a turkey after we did the hand turkeys last week on the show, and I just dropped something. We did, I think it's behind you guys, actually, is the hand turkey we did. There was a thug hand turkey that we showed. It's on there you go. You still got yours. There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at you, overachiever. We shared those on the TikToks and the, there you go. That was the one I made. I forgot that you had to cut them out. So.
Have to.
Apparently not.
Couldn't stay in the lines.
Yeah.
Dare I say.
Dave Ponder did like a bloody swerve one last week too. So, it was a lot of fun.
He swerves when he gobbles.
He swerves. Yes.
If I had $1.
Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Anyways, you guys can support the show too, be part of this party, and get the free the after show where we get into whatever. We will talk about video games that I completed this week. We'll talk about movies, spoilers, and all.
Doctor Who.
And Doctor Who, apparently. I have about a doctor and a half to catch up on to get to that. So
It's a new series.
Yeah. Well,
Is
no. New special.
New special.
Ah,
new
it's
special.
on
It's a new
Saturday,
special.
And
Is
there's
it on
another
the-
one?
Is it
It's
on
on
the
the
Disney
Plus.
Plus? Okay.
It's on the Disney Plus.
Okay.
Nice. I'm glad that's accessible. But anyways, yeah, we get it. We just talk about whatever. It's fun. Or we get to dig the dirt a little bit more. We spill the tea, sip some tea.
Nice.
What's the
Look at
phrase?
you.
You like
That
with
looks
that?
sad.
You know,
Both are accurate and relevant.
I'm working on it.
Yeah,
I'm working on my.
We've just got all the tea.
I'm working really hard to be relevant right now.
We're proud of you.
So
You're doing great, baby.
You will always be relevant.
You're doing
so-
thank you. Speaking of
You're
relevant,
doing wonderful, sweetie.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh, babe, you're
We're
doing
all
so
proud
great.
of you.
What is happening
Bless
right
your
now?
heart.
I
Just
don't
a lot of unconditional support, Sword.
Oh, good.
Get used to it.
Good. I really need it right now.
Oh,
So, anyways, I want to talk about, hey, let's focus on our guests right now. Marco, honey darling, again, fixtures at 880 Wrestling, what we've been doing on Thursday night fights since February. So, Marco, you are a recent graduate, had your debut match against that scoundrel, the Steel Dragon. That
Bastard.
scoundrel. I don't know where he comes from.
From Parts Unknown.
From Parts
Yeah.
Unknown.
Parts Unknown.
Slash the basement. There's actually a lot of lore being written in the chat rooms about how he comes from the basement of 880.
Have you been in that basement?
I once and I never went back.
It's a scary,
no,
scary place.
no,
There
it scares me that there's like a open door to it in the bathroom. So it's
I just
very
love
strange.
the gamble of like, I'm peeing. Is somebody gonna come out of the basement
yeah.
and
Yeah.
join me?
Yeah, there's like a
Maybe.
real
You gotta
like
shout from the
questionable thing,
stairs.
and also that there's a Target card in there for some reason.
Oh, that's ours.
That's really
Sorry. That's ours.
I'm just like, where's the nearest Target? Where did this come
Oh,
from?
there's a very
Gotta
funny
take it from
story.
Harborville, brother.
It's okay.
No,
Okay.
that literally is from Harmer.
We
Like,
should probably leave that for Patreon then.
Okay.
Let's not put that.
It's a long story, but it's a good story.
Okay, all right. Anything that's not out of statute of limitations, we'll
no,
put
we're
behind the.
Hey,
we're
you know
clear?
they
Okay.
can't stock their
it
toy
is a-
house. You take a car.
It is a different county.
Yeah.
Anyways, Marco, you started out as I was introduced to you as a ring announcer, of course. And you converted to wrestling. You know, you're with the 880. Tell me where did the wrestling? What was your first memory of wrestling? That's an old question we used to
Okay.
ask. I feel like this is going to be fun.
All right, so I guess my technical first memory, like, you know, I remember playing like some of the games, like watching on TV with my family, like 2005-ish. I was probably like 7 or something, like 7. But my first like actual vivid like first memory of wrestling, it was like August 2007. SmackDown and ECW was doing like a double taping in Youngstown. And I went with my family, and I remember I got to see Tori Wilson and Victoria wrestle, and that just like stood out to me so much. And I think she also came out with Jimmy Wang Yang, who was my other favorite at the time. So like that was just like such a oh my god, it was so brilliant. Like I was like my two favorites together. Like
Wait,
and
how
then,
old were you?
9. I think.
So impressionable.
Yeah, that's definitely my first. Oh my god, I do have like a first bad memory that same night that I linked to wrestling. I remember Boogeyman came out for ECW later, and he did his like worm gimmick, and I could have sworn I like smelled the worms from the ring, and it made me so sick. My family had to leave. Like I was being so annoying about like I had to get out of there. Like Boogeyman traumatized me for a little bit from wrestling.
Honestly, I know
little bit.
exactly what you mean by the smell of worms, though.
Yeah, like it was just foul. I was like, I just know I can taste that myself. Like just sitting there.
I'm
It's bad.
tasting.
I watched them feed the worms to a bunch of people at ringside at the Gathering one year.
Oh.
Yeah. Juggalos get wild. So it's probably not the worst thing that was in their mouths all weekend. Too. Yeah. Ronnie, you got to come with me next year.
All right. I will.
Like we're gonna get Remy and you and Brandon St. James. And let's bring Cowpoke Paul just because.
Whoa.
And
I want to come. That sounds like fun.
we can have a whole wrestling
All
convention
right.
go.
Yeah, we'll go.
Okay.
We're fine to go.
That
Stop,
sounds
and
like
people
a good
stop
time.
asking me if I can get you booked on the Gathering because I just got my first booking with them. So
Listen, if we start collecting Fagos now, like, do you have? Is that? That's how you
that's
buy
not the currency
ticket,
to
right?
get booked.
No.
They have plenty of Fago.
No. You
Yeah.
have to like show
Fagos
them
and
your
catering.
tabs.
It'll be
You have
fine.
to show them your bottle tabs. Like you have to save
Like
them.
cereal box tops?
Yeah, like a mix between that and like when we all saved the tops of soda cans. Remember that for no reason?
Like the Ninja Turtle pizza points.
Fuck yes, like book it. Yeah, like I just
Oh my
want to.
God,
Yeah.
Book me. Book me. That's
Book-
what they should do.
Oh my god, this is genius.
Book
Fago
me,
just
man.
put up just put like you have to take off the tabs on Fago and you have to cut it out, and it's just part of your book me. And once you collect 20 book me's, you get a spot in like a Juggalo Battle Royal.
Yeah, but you got to wear it on some kind of weird chain that gives you a rash.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I had that
Absolutely.
too. I definitely got an off-brand Hatchet Man. It was not it like made it green and stuff.
Yeah,
'cause I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah. No,
afford,
I
like,
want
the nice
something
one. Yeah.
deeper than green. I want
Yeah.
like a slight impression, like a branding, but just from cheap
Juggalo
metal.
branding?
Yeah, a Juggalo branding,
Hatchet
but
Man
just
branding.
because it's so poorly made, it's burning itself into your skin.
Marco, what would be your Juggalo name?
Juggalo name.
Now we're going with the deep questions. Now we
Probably
found a
like-
path here.
Wait, are there rules to this? Like, is it like haiku rules, or like, is there a certain number of like consonants or vowels? Does it have to end in a et?
No, it could end with an at if you want. A lower an at is a pretty easy swing on that one. You can think about that. We'll come back.
Okay.
to you. We'll come
Slags.
back
I
to you
think
on
we'd
that.
both just be slags.
Yeah.
Slaggalos?
Yeah, slagalos.
Slagalos.
Slaggalos.
Yeah.
Slaggalos.
Yeah,
Okay, got you.
slagalos,
I like
yeah.
that. I like that. I think you got a nice brand within a brand.
Yeah,
kind of
and it also
situation.
sounds sticky, and I like that.
That's-
and I think it's on
which
brand.
is on brand.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Anyway, so you got into it. You discovered 880. How'd you come across 880?
Okay, so prior to coming across 880, for the context of where I was in my life at
Sure.
that point, I had been doing drag for a while. It was kind of like my theatrical outlet.
I hear is a lot like pro wrestling.
It is.
I understand.
Exactly the same.
I see the ring. I see the ring as like a stage, honestly. Like it
yeah, but
reminds me a
you fight
lot.
less in
Oh,
wrestling.
we are
There's
right.
less fighting in wrestling.
Right.
There's less fight.
And
Yeah.
it's more gay in wrestling too.
Yeah, and there's less spandex in wrestling.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
I'm learning so much. I love this. I've only been to one drag show, so
Oh, we can change your life
Okay.
if you're interested.
well, I was doing it for like a couple years, and I had started like falling out of love with it. I was looking for like a new like theatrical outlet per se. And around the same time, I'd started falling back into love with pro wrestling. I'd mainly watched from like cognizantly, word, is that a word?
I know what you mean.
I was cognizant of wrestling like of 2007 to like 2010, 2011, and I was especially like into like women's wrestling in particular. And I'd started just like falling back in love with it like for that past year before getting into 880, like year and a half or so. Specifically, again, like my favorite women's wrestlers. And I'd also come across Enjoy Wrestling, and I was like, whoa, like they're super just like diverse and LGBT friendly. Like this is fucking awesome. And so I actually went to my first Enjoy event in drag. I was wearing these 7-inch red platform heels the entire show.
Fuck.
Like the
oh,
entire
and that is
show.
a standing room only show too. Yeah.
That's
I was kind of slaying it though. Like
Duh.
you can catch me in the back in some of the footage. I'm wearing a Betch mask. Betch from like Kelly's Shoes, like YouTube kind of reference to that.
I'm
Okay.
not sure
Anyway.
there's a lot of crossover
Yeah,
here,
that's-
but
That's beyond everyone's
search it.
years.
Everybody search it. It will haunt your dreams.
And I was there at the show, and I just was following Enjoy on everything. And eventually I'd seen like on, I think it was their Instagram story, they had posted like a chalkboard like advertisement for the 880 classes. I think it was like early December. And at that point, like I said, I'd fallen out of love with drag. I was looking for something new to do. I was falling back in love with wrestling, and getting involved with wrestling was something I'd always actually just like talked about with like previous like coworkers at past jobs or friends and stuff. Where I'd be like, like I think I'd be like good at being a manager in wrestling. And so my intent at first when I started at 880 was just to be a manager. And I remember, it was like mid-December, I emailed MV because I saw the advertisement on Enjoy's Instagram story, and I was like, hey, like, I really want to try like getting involved, but I don't know, like, can I stop on by? And he's like, yeah, like, come on up. And yeah, as soon as I went there, just like instantly fell in love. I was like, yeah, this is so correct. And yeah, I mean, everyone was just like so great too, like that helped, like, and I mean, it's just been such a great like theatrical expression, and yeah, that's kind of how I came across 880.
You're also an athlete, madam.
I don't have an athletic background.
But that's
either.
irrelevant.
Like, I got into yoga during the pandemic, and I was doing that for a while.
But you
like,
train really hard. I don't think you should downplay
Yeah.
like the physical aspect of what you've been doing because, like, sorry not to jump in, but like this is what I do with Marco.
You're the support group for.
Yeah, that is
I
my
like this.
thing.
I caught a lot of the conversations beforehand.
Yes.
You guys are kind of preparing each other and everything, and like there's a connection here that's really interesting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's sincere and it's been authentic since we met, like from day one.
Did you guys meet like through training?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting that we have a lot of overlap in our friend groups and like our circles, but there is also almost 20 years age between us. So we weren't hanging in the same spots. And yeah, my life blew up because I like to do that like approximately every 10 years. And I found 880 through like 3 very specific events back to back. I was at the mall shopping for my kid. I have a teenager, and I was buying him things that he wasn't going to appreciate. And I had my purse at the time is like a WWE cooler bag, like fanny pack bag that a girlfriend got for me that I adore. And I was wearing it, and this like long-haired like guy came up to me at this store and was like, do you like wrestling? And my first instinct was like, no. I'm just carrying this fucking like title belt fucking fanny pack.
Yes.
Right? Like my first instinct, just because people say dumb shit to me all the time.
Yeah.
People like say dumb shit all the time. And immediately then I turned around and I looked at him, and he was extremely kind and extremely polite. And he was like, I train at this school in New Ken. You should come check it out. And I was like, New Ken? Like, who the fuck goes to New Ken? Whatever. I put it in the back of my brain. And
Which
I
is an
left.
accurate question.
Yeah. Like,
It is a very accurate
is.
question.
I just had never, I am not from Pittsburgh originally. I'm from Kansas City. I'm a transplant, but I've been here for like 15 years. So I still feel like I'm learning neighborhoods. So New Ken was like a word I had heard, but I knew nothing about it. So he said that, whatever, I put it away.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, Toddy Tondera, who I knew through other personal artistic ventures that I do, he was advertising an event called Shops and Suplexes, and I was like, what is this, wrestling and a queer vendor fair? I was like, I fuck with all of that. That's cool.
What a combination of words I didn't know could exist
I
together.
was like, whoa, did I make this up?
Yeah.
Like, is this
Yeah.
is this my party? Is this for me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so sweet. And my girlfriend in the same day was like, hey, I'm going to this wrestling / queer vendor fair. Do you want to come with me? And I was like, yes, I always want to go to wrestling shit. Like, take me with you. So I went. I was not in a good headspace. I looked on the wall. I saw the name of the school. I searched it online. I saw that it said it was an academy. I fucking messaged MV the next day, and I was like, I'm old. I don't know shit about like how to be a wrestler, and like I'm probably gonna be like a liability. Can I come to there? And he was like, yeah, stop on down, like check it out. So, oh boy. And so
let me do that the right way. There you go.
Oh man. So I came down to just fill out paperwork and like sign my waivers and whatnot. And Reese Hayes was in the ring, and MV was like, do you want to work out while you're here? And I was like, I'm wearing cowboy boots, like sure. And I got in the ring, and Reese Hayes introduced himself to me, and he was the person I had actually met at the show I was at previously.
Nice.
And he was like, hi, I'm Reese. What are your pronouns? And I was like, I love it here. And that was it. Like, everybody was just immediately, like, again, I'm old. I'm a lady. Like, these are not things that are always that people are always like welcoming into these spaces, and everybody was super kind to me and very sincere, and I was like, oh shit, I think I'm about to train to be a wrestler. Oh no.
Yeah, and I mean, as soon as we met, like, it was just like, it was over. Like, it was instant.
It was day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd first heard about you from Toddy. So this is probably like maybe March, February-ish. We're doing like a
I started in
promo
February,
shoot.
yeah.
So it's probably, so it's probably right before you started training, or maybe right when you first started.
Okay.
But this was before I'd met you. Toddy was telling me I was at AEW. We're doing like a little promo shoot day for photos, and which is also the same day I met the runway for the first time. It was like a big day. I was like, oh.
Emotional.
I know, like
diary.
learning of everyone I'd and yeah, he was like, Toddy was telling me like, have you met Iana? Like, Iana's like so awesome. Like you two would be so well together. And I'm like, oh, I'm excited to meet this Iana person. And then we met at class, and it was just like, yeah, like
That's it.
electricity.
Yeah, we've been inseparable
Besties.
since. Yeah.
That's been amazing. So I mean, you've been wrestling for 3-4 months.
Yeah, I
Does that seem right?
debuted July 28th. I started training late December, but that was like just as a manager at 1st, and I started training as like a wrestler. St. Patrick's Day was the day I decided.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You have a very can I say flashy offense?
Yeah.
It's been kind of
Words.
impressive.
I like flashy.
You do the flip elbow. I know. And you do fight in the streets too. We have a little bit here of you and Steel Dragon. Hey, look, there's my car.
Yes, this was great.
So this is the fun thing about New Ken is like it's not sometimes it just spills out in the street here as people are driving by. Somebody actually wrote on the last show we were at, right there, here lies Steel Dragon.
That was me.
So I thought that was fun. But yeah. So that's the kind of atmosphere we're talking about. I know we talk about them a lot on the show here too. So, by the way, I want to get some comments in the chat room here. First of all, Tina in Seattle says, "Oh my, props for the calf strength for staying in the heels for that long for the show."
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yes,
Thank you.
Respect.
So
I mean, I was like 6 inches or nothing though, like with heels and drag, like I was kind of used to it at that point, but like, yeah,
Dave,
it was hurting.
Dave Potter is getting triggered by young hot people calling themselves old.
Madam. I'll show you the papers.
There you go. So, yeah. Well, when people are like, "Hey, I learned from like SmackDown versus Raw 2010 when I was 15," and we're like, "Oh God."
I was born in 1983, y'all.
Yes,
I'm like an actual legit old person.
Yes.
I'm 84. So
Hey,
I'm also an old person.
I'm
Well,
82.
actually-
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. We're all in the same
Brothers.
neighborhood here.
Brothers.
Like we would have gone to high school together.
Oh,
you know?
I did not
Could
do
you-
that. I was not. No, I did not do that. No.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, like I was.
Hypothetically,
Yeah.
if there was a CW show.
And you had to go to school legally.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
We're all on Riverdale.
We would
and-
draw money. Better believe it.
Would we be the theater
There's a rep-
club or like
Oh,
the
yeah.
LARPers? What were we doing?
We'd be theater club.
Theater club. Okay.
Because I was a theater kid. I did a lot of
Yeah, ditto.
acting in high school.
Okay,
So
but we're
There-
all
there were
like.
actually. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like we're all behind the scenes, right? Like we're running sound and lights, and Marco's on stage.
I had a group of friends that would actually wrestle each other in the parking lot in high school and slam each other on their cars and shit.
I was that friend, but I didn't go to high school, so they asked me to leave.
That was on the playground in probably 4th and 5th grade. Yeah, definitely playing wrestling. I get trouble a lot for it.
I'm talking like 16, 17-year-olds. Like they made a ring with their cars and they threw each other into their cars.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
jeez, that's amazing.
Yeah. Would you grow up in West Virginia?
Heavens no.
No, upstate,
No,
upstate New York.
Just kidding,
Upstate
just
New York Catholic school, very sheltered, very
That makes all the sense.
Say less.
lot of pent up frustration there.
Also from the chat room, no DR Castro. We won't talk about you. Let's see here.
It's not about you, pal.
Jack Pollock is calling out the former manager of the HBW Madhouse champion, Ronnie Starks.
Yes, Mr. Pollock.
Wow.
Yes.
Jeez, you
and
just dropped all pretense and
that's-
just immediately went to bootlicking, Ronnie.
There you go. And of course, the Steel Dragon can suck eggs. So over on the Facebook, I'm sorry, the YouTube, over on IndyWrestling.us. I'll get back to the Facebook here in a second. Hey, let's take a moment because I learned something about Honey Darling a little bit ago, and I want to know more. And we're going to ask about it and learn together. Okay, but in the meantime, you can see all this action for free. The 880 Wrestling Thursday night fights and the monthly shows with 880 Wrestling are all for free on IndyWrestling.us networks. That's on the YouTube. On Twitch, we've been putting it on streaming. We've been starting to stream into the Facebook, IndyWrestling.network, of course. And where you can go to see it without the music being removed, because YouTube, right? So if you really want to see the Renegade entrance in this full glory, you got to go to IndyWrestling.network, okay? And also, we did debut last week for the MV Young's Very Legal show that's happening before Thanksgiving 2. I think I got all the words. You can check that out. We started streaming with our friends, old friends, bringing back wrestling to Grind City on the Roku app, grindcity.biz, a really great station with Button Pusher, who gave me a break back in the day when I did a rap group, and she's doing some really, really cool things there. So I'm glad that we're bringing wrestling and live wrestling back to that. And so another place you can check out 880 Wrestling is now if you have a Roku TV box, whatever, you can go to the Grind City app and you should be able to see those shows free from now on. And I think they're archived. I'm not entirely sure how that works there, but wherever you want to look, they are streaming. And hopefully more places. We're going to keep expanding this. And it's the hottest thing on Thursday nights. Sorry, Impact Wrestling. You're cool too, Impact Wrestling / TNA.
Sorry to steal your thunder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I used to be a
Not
TNA
as
mark.
cool as 880. but,
No, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Scott Demore. So, anyways, so Honey Darling, I learned that you are a fellow podcaster.
The rumors are true.
I don't know. I was trying to tag people in something, went down an Instagram rabbit hole or something from
That's
your
the
account.
Only way people find me is
As
falling
you
down a
do,
hole.
falling down.
Yeah. Sorry.
Tell me about your podcasting.
Okay. Okay, so I have 2 podcasts.
I learned about the spooky one first, unless they're both spooky.
Well, I mean, I'm on both of them, so it depends on what stresses you out.
Okay.
Yeah. But so the primary podcast that I've been doing for about almost 8 years now with my best friend Andy Strega. It is a horror movie comedy podcast. So we review shitty horror movies. We try and pick films and titles that are less popular because turns out, don't know if you know this, horror movie fans, similarly to wrestling fans, very particular. And listen.
Ronnie, confirm or deny?
Fact, because I also have a podcast about horror movies.
And now we have to knife
I
it.
have a horror movie for you to watch.
Oh shit! All right.
Oh,
well,
we got
All right, hold on to that. Let her explain the story.
I'm holding on
first.
to it. Yeah, I'm holding on to it. But
so this podcast, so we're called the Queens of NC-17. So it started with the idea of doing like specifically NC-17 rated films, and then we quickly discovered that there aren't that many of those, and also a lot of them aren't horror movies, which is dumb.
Pivot.
Yeah. So we liked the title anyway, and we went forward with it. Originally, it was me and my 2 best friends, Andy and China. China has since stepped away from the podcast, and Andy and I have continued. Thank you. Yeah, that's my girl. So we are about to hit our 300th episode.
Nice, congratulations.
Thank
at
you.
those flags.
Well, I love the button is Creeper.
Yeah, Creeper. That's so you can find our
That's
social
great.
media. Yeah, look. Oh, there we are. So anyway, so that podcast is where we every week we pick a shitty movie. Again, like we try and pick more obscure titles. We'll throw something in that people know every once in a while just to trick people into listening. And we tear it apart. We're highly inappropriate. We over-sexualize all the characters. We talk about how
This is perfect for this audience, by
yeah.
the way.
We talk about
Oh,
what
this is my kind of podcast.
You're about to become a sister show.
yeah, hell yeah. Well, this is how I know Toddy originally.
There you go.
And so, yeah, it's really like, it's not, if you are the person who's interested in hearing like real facts or maybe even like a linear storyline, it's probably not for you. But if you want to hear me and my friend Andy talk about how we ate too much Taco Bell and have been paying for it for 48 hours, or watch us do our first shotguns with cider because she can't drink beer, or just hear us like fantasize about starting an OnlyFans and quitting our day jobs where we fart on cakes and stub our toes, that's what's happening over there. So
By the way, I just found your header for your Twitter account is pretty bad.
yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the film Miss 45, but it's one of my all-time favorites.
It's amazing.
I'm a big revenge movie fan connoisseur. I like a plot line where a lady gets mad and shoots a bunch of dudes.
It's a nuns and guns situation there if you're on the audio podcast.
Yeah, nuns and guns.
You're gonna have to send me a list of horror movies I need to watch.
Oh, I got 300 episodes about it.
I think the list is the episode list, sir.
Oh,
I
I
think
guess
you
I got
have
some
your
episodes
list.
listed.
So
Yeah, I actually have like an hour of every single movie I think you should and shouldn't watch. But it is a labor of love. We do it because we love movies. We love horror movies specifically. That's how we met. We used to work at a special effects company where we made latex masks, costumes, and props. Originally, Andy was my intern. China hired me. Like, it's wild. My whole life in Pittsburgh starts from this and from horror and the haunt industry and like this whole part of the world. So that is Queens of NC-17. Then about 3 years ago, we started a sister podcast to that called Queens of Reality TV because we also have a deep fondness for early 2000s VH1 reality TV shows. So that's Rock of Love, Flavor of Love, I Love New York, Real Chance of Love, I Love Money, like all that horrible shit that makes you feel bad about being a person. Pickup Artists, Scream Queens, like everything that you watched during that writer's strike and you were like, oh my God, please somebody write a TV show so we can stop this chaos. We go deep into that. And
I love it.
so we just finished I Love Money and we just started Claim to Fame, which is a more modern show, but it is a really good time. That's a shorter show. It's a half an hour, but it's me and Andy doing the exact same shit, talking less about our farts.
what was the name of the show again?
Queens of Reality TV. We try and keep it simple. We're both
Nice.
dummies, like
Got
full-time.
branding. I like it. I like it.
You know, full-time, part-time idiots. So we try and make it easy, and we try and keep everything easy to find. But thanks for for acknowledging.
Well, I
'cause
think
it's
there's a
labor
lot
of
of. Is
love.
that,
Yeah, that's us.
look
that's
at the big hair.
Yeah, so that's us doing our Rock of Love contestant best looks. Those are our VIP backstage passes there. And
My God,
we have a good
did
time.
every episode of A Shot of Love with Teal Tequila.
Oh my God, I have so many thoughts about that and would talk to anybody at length. Yeah. Yeah, we
boy.
did Tequila. It's very interesting too because I'm 40 and Andy's like 33. So we experience these at very different points in our lives and have very different memories.
Perspectives is very different.
It's wild.
Very important with
It's
these
wild,
things.
but we have a good time, so.
That's
I'm
awesome.
just looking to see if you guys did Temptation Island because I'll have to.
We have not, no. And we shy away from the more modern stuff because there are so many shows that already do it in depth and well, and we are just a mess. Like, we are chaos, and we just barrel through and just, like, say what we like for an hour. You know what I mean? Like, we really understand that our audience is not everyone. So we try to be real clear up front. Like, if you don't want...
We're a show for the people that like this show.
Yeah, exactly,
No, very,
exactly. And
very
if you
relatable.
don't like us, get the fuck out of here.
Spotify, please.
You like sadding them right now.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
I need stuff to listen to.
Oh man, we got a lot of content, so hopefully you approve. But
There you
we
go.
are two
Oh, yeah.
bitter ladies.
Perfect podcast, Father. So fantastic. Ronnie, did you have a question? I think earlier that I told you to wait on. Movie
Well,
recommendations.
Oh, you're
no,
gonna
no,
give a
I-
recommendation.
Oh, I
Mike
forget
did,
now
Mike did.
because
I had a movie for you guys.
What do you got?
Throw it out there.
It's a Canadian horror movie called The Paperboy.
Okay.
The biggest star in it is the grandma from Happy Gilmore.
Okay, tell me more. What's the plot? Give me the loose plot.
So basically, it's this woman who her grandmother just passed away, so she goes back home to Canada to attend to her grandmother's house, and she meets this kid next door named Johnny McFarley, who was really close to her grandmother and becomes very, very close to the mother and tries to be very close with the daughter and is the local paper boy. And well, Johnny's not well.
I was the local paper boy.
See, there we go.
I
There's
was.
an end.
Relatable.
And,
Yeah.
and plus, this movie is free on YouTube.
Ugh, I
So-
love YouTube movies because you can control the speed and you can watch them in like 1.5 times, which is clutch.
Oh yeah,
wait.
This movie's only an hour and a half. You can watch it in 2 times and get everything
Matthew
you need to get out of it.
Matthew McConaughey's on this
that's
movie.
not
No,
the one.
no,
Not
no,
that one,
that's
not that
that's
one.
not the movie.
This
That
one's
is
from
not the movie.
1994.
This is a game
Yes.
that happens to us often where we both show up and I'm like, wait, which one of these did you watch?
I'm putting the link in the chat room, and don't listen to Zeke. Zeke says whatever movie Mike recommends, I won't even remember if I watch.
Who's that, Weak Mercer?
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
There we go. I
That's
love
my
it.
kid, man. Don't be mean to my kid.
I will fight your kid.
No, we've had
Okay.
a long-standing attempting to get him to watch Blazing Saddles. That has not worked out well. So
He still hasn't watched Blazing Saddles.
You're trying to
no
get
way.
Zeke
Blazing
to watch
Saddles.
Blazing Saddles?
Oh, I'm gonna
Yes,
talk him
yes.
into watching Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, Weak Mercer, Meek Mercer.
You know.
You know, it can go a week without Mercer. You know.
And coming up in 2 weeks on the Wrestling Mayhem show, Zeke
Yes.
Mercer.
Sick plug.
All right. Googling things that rhyme with Zeke.
Oh man, I got 2 weeks to work
We
on
got
this.
homework.
This
We
is-
got homework.
This
All
is
right.
literally
Oh
how
my
my
God, you
brain
guys
works.
did Santa's sleigh?
Yeah.
All right, bookmarking.
Oh wait. You know what? I
All
think
right.
I purchased Santa's Sleigh to watch, but have not sat down to watch it yet.
Oh, cannot
Sorg, you
recommend
haven't
that
seen
enough.
Santa's
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna make that
that is
happen.
a
I'm gonna
great
put it on.
God,
Listen. Missy goes to sleep way earlier than I do, and sometimes I just put movies on, and then she'll wake up and be like, "What the fuck are we watching right
I
now?"
love that
Have you guys watched Slaughterhouse yet?
You know what? So here's something we found as a comedy podcast. Comedy horror does not play as well. If the jokes are already written, it's a lot harder to make it organically fun. You know what I mean? And so like our process is to walk you through the movie and then give you all of our absurd observations and hot takes and misname everybody.
Yeah, you really need the visual on this one.
Yeah, Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
So we did do Velocipaster.
Yes!
Oh, what a classic.
Yes, we live streamed the watch along. We did a watch along with Brohemoth and
outstanding
Jordan
movie.
Styles.
Okay.
Still quoting it.
Listen, I gotta say that one I was not prepared for. I want to say that's a listener
Frankie
pick.
Mermaid.
I don't know if that was
my
a
God.
listener pick or not, but when we watched that, I was like, this movie fucking slaps. This movie is so
yeah.
much better than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh yeah.
And I heard there's a sequel. There's gonna
It's
be
coming.
a
It's
in the
sequel.
works. It's in
Yeah,
the
and
works.
we will absolutely do that shit. But
You
that
guys
one,
did Stay Tuned. I'm so excited.
No.
That's gonna be my first listen.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
good.
Stay Tuned.
That's
yeah.
one of
Well, so like just a word of warning. If you love something, maybe don't start there.
I listened to how this get made. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like our whole
Go-
shit
go.
is to tear stuff apart, even the stuff we love. Because again, that's another reason we don't do big titles. Because if we love something, it's just us like sucking it off for an hour, and that is boring
yeah.
to listen to.
yeah.
We've
you
been
know?
doing 888 episodes about wrestling. We're very familiar with
Yeah,
shitting
that
on
one,
things
yeah,
we
yeah.
love.
Okay.
Now
valid.
I need to
Oh,
ask
go ahead.
you a serious question.
Only serious questions.
Yes, especially
Okay,
on this
since
show.
since we're the same age basically.
Yes.
Brothers.
We are
you're-
brothers.
Because we're brothers. Now, is all your stuff based around Mystery Science Theater 3000? Because that's what I grew up on. That's why when we do our podcast, it's basically me just tearing into stuff like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
So it is kind of how it started, was us being drunk assholes and doing a live stream, and like people actually watching, and us being like, uh-oh, well, that's weird.
Yeah, that's how this started.
Why are people hanging out while we're doing this thing? Like, this is funny. And so we don't watch the movie, like, we don't edit. One thing about me is I'm trying to do the least. You know what I'm saying? My life is busy. I got a lot going on. And so, like, when it comes to these podcasts, we don't get paid to do this. Y'all know production takes a lot of energy and a lot of work. And every edit, every cut, every fade in, fade out, it's a lot of fucking time I don't have. So we don't. And so this shit is raw. We freestyle the whole thing. We don't write a fucking outline. We literally just like pinky promise we're both gonna watch this movie and show up on the same day. So we go hard. Sometimes we'll beep out a person's name when we realize we didn't actually want to say that thing about them. But other than that, like, we don't edit anything out, and we don't finesse anything. Like, maybe like, you know, when the dogs try and knock over the table or whatever, we'll cut that out. But other than that, we leave the farts in, we leave the burps in, like, it's all there. We don't even shush the S pops.
Live the tape, baby. Live tape. All right.
I'm here for all this. This is great.
Last bit of recommendations from Toddy Tundera is in the chat room.
Hey, baby.
He's got three recommendations.
Yeah,
Trash Humpers from 2009.
of course. Harmony Korine, a classic. I used to show that on first dates. Say less.
Gummo from 1997.
I actually have an engagement ring from the gentleman who plays Bunny Boy in that film. I have a lot of funny stories, and we'll tell you about them offline. Toddy, hit me up.
And the Greasy Strangler.
Greasy Strangler, we already did it. Go back to the archives, baby. It's in there.
I just went through your listing. I also recommend Ice Cream Man from 1990.
Ice Cream Man is fucking awesome.
I love Ice Cream Man.
Clint is
So
the
good.
man.
I love so much of this right now.
Yeah.
I just thought that's also on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm saving it to my watch later.
No, that movie, again, another like underrated gem. Like, that's the whole point of this, is rediscovering things. And the biggest plug I can give is fucking Tubi. Tubi has changed the game.
Oh, fuck yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Tubi is great.
It's got some sick titles.
Yeah.
I miss Lucha Underground on Tubi.
I still have it on my Apple account for that very reason. Guys, this has been a blast. Go check out this podcast again. Queens of
NC-17 and of reality TV.
and of reality TV
Yeah,
on your
if you
podcast.
find me, you'll find them.
There you go. We're here with Honey Darling and Marco Narciso, the Den of Desire. Yeah. And we're going to take a quick break. We're going to see what the hell's going on in AEW these days and find out what we learned in wrestling after this.
Fighting out of the 4-1-2.
She just flew in from Orlando.
This is
Picture's worth 1,000 words. with Super Oprah.
Super Oprah is one of the most unique athletes I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Partner for okay. I have to wrestle it her way as much of a factor. That is the task that awaits.
Well, you got your answer, Jason.
Things have taken a turn for the worse for Danny Moe. Of the Neon Blonde. Oh, wow. Is the anger fueling Oprah?
Tornado DDT.
Bonanza that has been Super Oprah.
Look out.
Here is your winner.
Get bigger than Super Oprah. And if you can't handle it, Jim, maybe you ought to go home. Right out the door.
But never mind that.
There's only 3 real men in RWA. So send out another one of your little boys.
Oh boy. Oh shit. HL Supreme coming in. He wants a piece. Hank, get the hell out. In my eyes, definitely HL Supreme. And through the chairs he goes. Go again. Oh, he misses.
Sternum.
Has him in. What a German.
For wrestling. Beautiful second.
Trying to gain it back here, swinging, reverse neck breaker, goes, oh my goodness, has him, oh my goodness, ace is high, lands him,
Flush.
1, 2, no, patch, damn it, you could say, here comes Gory. HL Supreme victorious
In a time of 8 minutes, 28 seconds.
Pack here, so we're gonna unpack. If you lose us and you're not already over on the network, that's on you, bud.
And that's the story about Vimmel.
Perfect.
We're back, Wrestling
It's my
Mayhem
favorite
show.
story.
We were reminiscing here of early days of each other's podcasts on the break. So, anyways, Honey Darling, Marco Narciso, Ronnie Starks, Mad Mike, and we should see what's going on in AEW this week. I did attend the show at Peterson Event Center on Saturday.
Me too.
You were there too?
I was there too.
Awesome. And I took advantage of the buy one get one. So, which, by the way, if you're looking at Erie, I just saw the email drop for a buy one get one there too.
Oh my.
So it is kind of wild, and I know. So and I'm not going to put the attendance of last week's shows on any AEW's in trouble situation, because this was in Pittsburgh with the Penguins in town with Survivor Series for basically free for everybody to watch at home.
Yeah.
Like, I think they did pretty good considering. So actually, it was pretty full on the lower levels.
It was. So, yeah, we were on the floor.
Yeah. So so appreciated that. It was a fun show. I'm loving this tournament.
Yes.
Tony Khan only looked pretty sober, to be honest. I mean, he really didn't he?
I mean, I don't know. Those are some of the widest eyes I have ever seen in my life.
I'm just happy to be here. I just Somebody said.
I texted a picture of Tony Khan to a buddy of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I just put a musical note. Look in my eyes. What do you see? A massive stash of coke and weed.
Oh man.
Listen, I don't know what Tony needs. Listen, sometimes I drink a lot of coffee. There's a lot of substances to keep you get by when you're being a professional in an entertainment industry. Like I get that, and whatever he needs, just as long as he doesn't go overboard on it. And I know he can afford it. So sure. I'm sure it's not affecting the decision making in the process at all.
That's when I make my best decisions.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
No sleep.
Yes.
High anxiety. Total paranoia. Yeah, I am fucking thriving. That's my best move.
Who hasn't been completely drunk and rebooked the territory? I mean, come on, let's be honest about this, right?
Yeah.
So
We do it all the time.
I can name a few people.
Yeah, I mean, like let's be honest about this. But no, it was a fun show. Like top to bottom, like I was kind of reminiscing on this because when watching the fight AEW Plus thing, and you don't get the picture in pictures. Like they just go straight through.
Right.
And I noticed how little you see. Did I mention this on the show last week? I can't remember. How much little you see just the logo, which means nothing's happening in the arena. Like, did you notice how little that happened?
No.
Where we were just sitting around during the show?
No, I wasn't paying attention to that at all.
See? Because you were fucking entertained all night.
I was all night. I was also sitting right behind the announcers and with two of the loudest mouths in wrestling. So I was
there you go.
I was busy. I was occupied.
Occupied. It was a really good show for that. We had a special thing. I did put a fan cam video over on the Wrestling Mayhem Show YouTube. FTR and Edge came out because Tony Nese wanted us all to do squats. And have you seen Pittsburghers?
Yo.
I was brother, I ain't doing no squats.
Honestly, there's so many hills in Pittsburgh. Y'all don't need.
Yeah, just walking is a constant squat.
So in Butcher and the Blade were out there and just had a match. They did like 4 matches for Ring of Honor, which was nice. I was worried they were going to get an hour and a half of a Ring of Honor, but I think they filmed a lot of it on Wednesday from the looks of
Ronda
things.
Rousey sword?
No. Hold that thought, okay?
Jumping the shark,
Damn
man.
it, Riz, Mike. Damn, I'm so mad. I don't know who the fuck you are.
I wasn't at the show.
That's not the Riz. God damn.
I wasn't at the show. I don't know what. I was making a joke.
No, because there's actually a story behind that too. So that's not from this show. That's not from this show. But there's a clarification on what's going on over there.
You mean they realized she was the shits and they didn't put her on the program?
No, let me get through. What was my point here? I don't know where we're going with this.
You need squats.
So the very surreal thing of hearing Metalingus with Ring of Honor everywhere coming out with FTR, to beat up Butcher and the Blade. There's even a point where he picks up, like he does his promo at the end, the Center by Home, and he's like, "Well, this is the new one. I'm in a ring holding a Ring of Honor mic." So there you go. Edge has moved on to Ring of Honor at this point, and it's wonderful. So no, that was a lot of fun with that, and there was another point I was trying to make on that one that I forget. But I love the tournament too.
Yeah.
It's very, and there was also a thing. If you're like, why I know graphics seemed to come out late last week.
Yeah.
Like it was just like everything on Fight was just the tournament logo, and it was like, okay, like that's weird. They usually get a match graphic or something, right? And it turns out they had a lot of injuries and illness last week, so it's probably why we didn't get Britt Baker in Pittsburgh.
Oh dang.
Because holy shit,
she's been taking a break. I thought she was taking care of Cole.
I don't know. I think they've had a discussion after the tweets from the last pay-per-view.
Well, but she wasn't on for a while.
No, but I think she's got some professional stuff going on too. So
that's why it says card subject to change.
Absolutely, but she was very prominent on that poster when you bought tickets. So
yeah, and they announced her like 50 times on the commercial.
And it was strange that they only had one tournament match. I know. So I wondered what happened with the other one, because that seems like we're going to be a little off kilter here now.
They had two.
They had two, but they had 3 on
yeah,
Wednesday.
That's because Danielson can't wrestle yet.
Are we going to get a night where he's just going to have a night where he has to wrestle like everybody else in his block?
I love that idea.
Because I mean, I'm not against it.
Let's go.
Let's kind of roll with this idea. But no.
Apparently, he's cleared for next week.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
or this weekend. I think he's wrestling Eddie Kingston.
Ooh.
A very positive of AEW is all the Pittsburgh wrestlers on TV. We should shout that out.
Absolutely.
Our good friends. The main event, getting a shot on Collision.
Yeah, that was very exciting.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't like how they get punked out in these matches so bad. Like a little harder than they really need to be.
Yeah. That part was not my favorite part, but getting to see them up there, they looked fantastic, and the audience popped for them so hard. Like everybody clearly, they were trying to direct it one way, and the TME chants were hard to ignore. So that part was very cool.
The Battle of the Lees happened. Lee Moriarty and Keith Lee, which was tremendous too. Lady Frost getting a TBS championship match against Julia Hart. I think she looked great out there.
Yeah.
So, was there anybody else that snuck in there? Zoe Sky was on there. I know they gave her a different name at Ring of Honor.
In Ring of Honor.
So, because we already have enough Skies. They do.
They have a lot of Skies.
They have multiples, don't they?
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
Dare we say the sky's the limit?
And Scorpio Sky.
Oh, shit.
And the Reach for the Sky, and yeah, I got it.
My
Reach
favorite.
for the
That's
sky.
the limit.
My favorite's Velvet Sky.
Velvet Sky.
It's
Velvet
time.
Sky, the only Sky I know.
Yeah.
Where did she pop? She popped up on it. Oh, that was Mad Mike. You saw Velvet Sky, didn't you?
Yeah,
Was
I
she
saw
on that
Velvet
show?
Impact 1000.
Yes.
I'm so jealous.
Impact 1000, baby.
Look at that
So
turnbuckle
jealous.
pad.
Look at that.
Oh,
That's cool.
goddamn.
You
Yeah.
change your
Love
kid
this
on that
thing.
thing yet?
What?
You changed your kid on that thing yet?
No, never.
I keep telling him it's a changing station.
I mean, it definitely could double as one, but
I mean, it really comes.
my kid would shit on TNA worse than I ever have on this show. So
And they can't block your kid, so
that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, why didn't you start a Mad Mike baby brand account?
No. Nope. Hard pass on that one.
Would just be a lot of photoshopping of Mike's head on baby pictures. Toddy says over on the YouTube, he's migrated to the YouTube. Shane Taylor with Lee Moriarty now. That's definitely old school Pittsburgh stuff. Yes, absolutely. I was sad that Shane wasn't there accompanying Lee, though, because I know he's involved in the story. But again, illnesses and injuries have probably had something to do with it. So a great show there. I can't really. I mean, they're kind of in that wall in between right now, aren't they? Well, between the holidays.
Well, they're literally just doing tournament matches.
Yeah, which
So,
is great, which is fantastic. So there was some follow up on the Ronda Rousey situation, Mike. So in case you're worried, don't worry.
he's not worried. He's not worried about
Don't
it.
worry about it, Mike.
Sorg, I'm not watching it anyway.
I know you're not watching it anyways. Yeah, I know because it's behind a payroll, and I'm catching up on my Ring of Honor. That's the next episode I need to watch is the Ronda Rousey one, and I'm here for it. There's more storylines happening on Ring of Honor on Honor Club. They're leading in the final battle, and which is now part of the Honor Club. So it's becoming more like the old Honor Club, where like you're getting the shows. It's not an extra pay-per-view. It's fuck Bleacher Report. But no, I just watched a tremendous match between Dalton Castle and Eddie Kingston for the ROH Championship from a few weeks ago. Recommended. Get in on it if you're.
Sorg,
if you're
I
on
have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the ROH Championship going to be defended at Final Battle? Because right now it's caught up in this fucking tournament.
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how that's shaping out right now.
It's almost like maybe you shouldn't put champions in your version of the G1.
I don't know. I don't know what you do with that. So that's for them to figure out. He's on the poster with the belt. So
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, the poster's
Britt Baker was on the poster of the show you went to.
The poster's just the champions. Wheeler Yuta and Shibata was the main of Rampage for the Pure title. Title change there. Because you know what we learned? Titles change hands in Pittsburgh.
They sure do.
They definitely change hands in Pittsburgh. The Impact Championship changed hands in Pittsburgh at Rampage. I think the first Rampage, wasn't it?
It was.
We had the debut.
Yeah, Christian won it, right?
Yep.
It was night 2. Yeah.
I that was the night that Chachi sent me beside me. It was just like, there's no way he's winning. I was like, I don't know, man. And then like he completely won. And we almost like smacked each other standing up from it.
Are there no matches booked for Final Battle?
Not currently, no. And that is in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
Go
man,
off, King.
I'm already paying my $9.99. They don't need any more than telling me that a TV championship tournament's going to be.
It's 2 weeks away.
Yes? Listen, it's still more organized than the Sinclair syndication era, okay?
Is it?
And I don't even get to see a commercial about Jay Lethal's leg brace. Or the catheter cowboy, or whatever else fucking was on that stuff at 2 in the
Catheter
morning.
cowboy, is that gonna be Hangman's gimmick in 40 years?
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
It's something like that. So,
That's not safe to wrestle with. I'm just gonna say.
No.
There's not enough wrist tape in the world.
You just got to secure it. So, I don't know.
That's gonna be Ric Flair's last match.
Anything else from the news? Oh yeah, so Ronda is not a long timer. It was part of a deal to get the AEW crew onto Wrestling Revolver the night before when they were in LA. So it was part of that whole thing. Marina's buddy, and we got to get a nice little one-time thing. So don't worry about Ronda, Mike. She's not coming. She's in baby making mode, from what I understand.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. That worries me even worse than her wrestling.
Yeah, don't they check ID for that?
She's not reproducing.
Having babies. They don't you don't got to do a background check or
some
something?
people shouldn't reproduce, man.
Some. I would go as far as to say most.
Most, yeah.
Yeah. You should have to take a test. If you got to take a test to do nails, I think you should have to take a test to make a baby.
You gotta be licensed to cut hair.
To cut hair, it's just hair grows back.
Yeah, it's like.
But
wait, is there a test I have to take for having a kid? I was unaware.
Apparently not in the state of New York.
They're gonna take your kid. It's illegal.
Mike, you're intelligent, so you're fine.
All right, that's fair.
You
I
have
do
the
have a
degree
master's degree
to prove it.
Yeah, you got to answer some 6 math questions fast outside of your car in the cold while drunk.
I've done that already. Okay.
You watched the OVW documentary too? Hey, you got a guy in his car in the parking lot the entire series. Something's not right there.
A lot of things aren't right there.
There's a lot of things not right there. Listen, I love Al Snow, but if you want to feel better about your promotion that you work with, watch the wrestlers, and it'll make you feel better about it. Fuck. You know what I say about wrestling is the same no matter where you're at. Like the backstage, the bullshit you deal with, the bullshit you deal with 880. Okay, some of it's very unique. I will say that.
We got a special flavor.
There's a special flavor. When somebody was telling me about how the matchmaking whiteboard is just like how one of the big companies does it, it's just like, what?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
But also,
it's like Mad Libs. You just everybody throws out an adjective, everybody throws out a heel, a face, and then 4 moves, and
and then just the move, the band move list and all that stuff, right? Yeah. But everything from things that I've done backstage to where we know enough people that have been to every promotion, and just it's all the same bullshit. There's just more money, Yeah,
but that does make things hurt less, right?
Yeah,
I love money.
Yes, exactly. It was but you get paid more to deal with the same bullshit.
Yeah.
On wrestling, on production, on anything, it's just it's just a different level, and you have cooler toys.
Excellent.
It's the same. That's it. It's that's it. Toddy Tendera is also in baby making mode. Okay, moving on to our ad. Shout out to our friends Sliced on Broadway, New York City style. Yins are made. Multiple freaking locations in the Pittsburgh area. They've been supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza for over a decade here, and feeding our guests here throughout the night. So, and it was a very guest heavy night, and we had kids here.
Ew, gross.
On the other show. They're wonderful, and we set them in front of the Xbox and stream them so we can keep an eye on them. So we have podcast daycare here at Sorgatron Media, and that's partially thanks to because we make them sleepy with pepperoni pizza from Slice on Broadway. So thank you so much for those guys for supporting the show for such a long time. Go check them out, support those guys. Guys, it's time to find out what you learned in wrestling this week. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Yes, Mike. Chat room as well.
You're gonna love mine. In fact, everyone's gonna love mine. So I was watching something on YouTube today. It was put out by WWE, Apparently, they do these WWE Fanatics live auctions. I don't know if you guys have watched them.
Okay.
Mhm.
But Tyler Breeze hosts them. And towards the end, they had Rhea Ripley, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston on. And they wanted to have a little competition. Whose autograph would sell for the most money?
Oh, I know where you're going.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Unless you've seen it.
I
You
saw
don't
it.
know where. Okay, so you know where this is going.
Yeah.
So Woods signed something first. He put down all his accolades and everything like that, and his just on a regular piece of paper, his autograph sold for $117. Kofi did the same thing. His autograph sold for $97. Then Rhea Ripley, basically, Woods said that Rhea had to beat both of them combined because they are a tag team. Rhea hadn't even started writing her name yet, and someone already bid as much as Woods' autograph. Rhea continues to sign her name, and then she wrote something on the paper, and Breeze was like, wait, what did you write there? He said, why did you write Rhea licked here? He grabbed the piece of paper, and she licked it, and winked into the camera. Now we're going to play a game. How much money do you think that autograph sold for?
$10,000.
I'd pay that.
Not
Wait,
that.
is it for charity?
No.
Oh, then
Fuck charity. I want this thing.
$500.
$580.
Oh my
Yep,
God.
that makes sense.
For a lick? That's a
Oh,
bargain.
For a
That's
real
a
lick?
bargain.
Crazy.
That's a steal. What is that? A
Woods-
Black Friday
yeah.
sale?
Wood said you can own some of mommy's moisture.
Oh. Oh boy.
Okay.
And Rhea was just smirking and laughing. She's like, I know what my fans want.
Bless her.
But honestly, it was actually like, it's lovely. It's fantastic to watch.
Also,
Because
she's got
Miz was
great
on earlier,
handwriting.
Miz was funny.
She's got great
I'm
handwriting.
sure.
She's got a great signature.
Oh my God.
I write like a caged child.
I've been typing for 30 years, so
Yeah,
it's
same.
gone. It's gone.
I don't even put all the
I have
letters in my name.
I have people to write for me.
You have people. Can they write for me?
Well,
my
it's my,
shit is
it's my
bad.
wife. You're gonna have to ask her nicely.
Okay.
I basically just do an R, scribble, 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 S, scribble, scribble, scribble,
Oh, it's
and that's it.
Ronnie. When's the last time somebody asked for your autograph?
5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you used to go in public before COVID, right?
Yeah, I don't deal with people anymore.
No. That's probably for the best.
Solid.
Ronnie, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that people like to get upset over nothing.
Welcome to the internet, dude.
Well, I guess the internet's not just for porn after all.
Is anybody
wait,
finding?
wait.
Well,
Hold on.
You're talking to the wrong
You
crowd.
complain
here,
about
Mike.
porn too, Ronnie.
What?
Well, I was, the internet.
I don't
is
know.
for
Have you?
porn.
Dude, is porn Twitter? No.
I'm gonna need you to finish that question.
As divisive
Your
as pro wrestling Twitter.
Yes.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Or like, is there
I haven't
mean,
even looked at it, and I can already tell you.
like,
yes.
I already feel
Yes.
like I'm running a OnlyFans with the interesting comments on YouTube from matches. It gets. Do I delete them? Do I let them be creepy in public? I don't know the answer to this.
No,
thing.
let them be
Let 'em
creepy
go.
and no, absolutely. If people say fucked up shit, leave it there. If they
As long
are
as it's
bold
not
enough to say
sometimes if it's offensive, I cut it. But
Yeah.
if it's like, no, that's fucking weird.
no, I think you should tie that shit back to people. If
That's
you're gonna be
weird.
bold enough to say it,
And I just some incel shit, and it's just
Oh, okay,
It's,
well, yeah,
it's,
there's a line
Sorry,
there.
just for every creepy comment, just do a blanket response. Report to the FBI.
But I still want them to watch because it gets the hit. I don't
When
know.
you
I'm
just
so
respond
conflicted.
with like your mom, I feel like that was pretty effective
Well, it's
when I
not
was in
like-
middle school.
They're not. They are. Let me put it this way. They're
Complimentary?
They're complimentary. It's not negative, but it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, have
yeah.
you met people?
Maybe
That's
I'll.
just what
You
they
know what?
do.
We're gonna read the comments on Patreon.
Oh, I like this.
Okay.
And you're going to help me reason through this. Maybe you guys know some of these terms and I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's where it's losing me.
We're about to
This
out
might be a new
ourselves.
podcast.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you guys
Okay.
ever
This
read
might-
the comments
this
when
might
you
be a
get
new
bored?
podcast.
Like if you're watching a video and you get like,
No, I'm never that bored.
Really?
I'm never that bored.
oh, I am.
Sorg,
I subscribe to
coming
a
soon
lot of
Sorgatron
podcasts.
Media. Sorg presents We Read the Comments.
Oh, I am like and subscribe.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Marco, what did you learn from wrestling this week?
Ooh, I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean,
Or
Don't look at me,
recently.
what did you
Doesn't have to
learn?
be this week. It's your first time on the show. You've the last year of wrestling for you. What have you learned?
Yeah, what have you learned?
just in general, like last week.
In general.
Any time
general.
frame, baby.
In
Just
general.
share anything you want to share.
What has been
I
educational for you?
mean, I've learned a lot about wrestling.
They're going to want to know a specific
Yeah.
thing.
It's really been clicking with me ever since training. Like the whole like improv nature of wrestling, I guess, is the biggest thing I've like learned about. Just like practicing that and yeah, improving upon it. Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I've learned. Yeah. I think this is also a pretty good time for me to shout out my coaches.
Yes.
I really want to put them over so bad.
Please,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
We
The
haven't talked about
best
that yet.
people ever. Like honestly, like this has been such a great like past year of my life, and it would not have been possible without them like at all. MV Young, like amazing.
Obviously.
Yeah, one of the best people ever. Like is so good at creating such like an inclusive and welcoming space,
100.
and where you can like feel like like I'm a beginner and like I'm not sure how to do this, but still feel welcome. Like ask questions, just like learn, and it's just such a great environment and like just amazing classmates.
Yeah.
Chris LaRusso, another great coach. Like just I mean, I've learned everything from all of them. Like there's
Right.
amazing, really
But-
great down to earth people.
But
They know
fuck
what they're
the-
talking
but
about.
fuck the Steel Dragon.
Yeah. Ooh, why are we even talking
Yeah.
about him?
Who
Disgusting.
did you ever beat?
Who invited him? Why is he here? He always comes up. He's always talking about us. Was he talking
Right,
about
he's
us?
obsessed.
Yeah,
The
it's
dragon's
so
obsessed.
gross.
He talks?
No.
He has his
Just-
mouthpiece to
just
it
kind
for him.
of grunts. Yeah.
No. He has that Laura Lovelace to it for him. Yeah.
that's
She's
right,
always
that's right.
speaking on his behalf.
Right.
Yeah.
I left this auction on, and now like Kofi just came in eating something. I don't know what's happening right now. So,
Sorg, I tweeted the Mayhem show with the exact point that I was talking about.
oh, fantastic!
If you wanted to just pull it up.
Just have fun with that, guys. I'll retweet it. Anyways, we've already done the damage for YouTube to pull us down. So, honey darling, what did you learn recently this week, or just over wrestling?
I think the biggest thing that I've learned, specifically like indie wrestling locally in Pittsburgh, is like how strong the community is. Being a total outsider up until this year, and just being a fan and just being an observer, not really understanding like how involved and how connected everybody is. I have just been really blown away by the kindness that I have experienced. Again, as like a total outsider, as somebody doing this very late in my life, as somebody who does not belong in any space that I'm in, I have been really overwhelmed by how included I have felt. And again, to Marco's point, like none of these opportunities would have presented themselves for us if we hadn't had so many generous veterans share their wisdom and kind of blaze some paths for us. So obviously MV, Chris LaRusso, and Gannon have been like instrumental in not just giving us chances, but like pushing us, keeping us safe, but pushing us and making us try things that we definitely, especially me, man, I don't bend. And I haven't broken yet. So that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a win.
From the chat room, Dave Potter says, I learned that 3 people who came back on NXT in the Wesley match should stay, at least Johnny, as he could be a coach. Gargano, Bronson Reed, and who's the other one? Help me out here. Was in a 4-way.
Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes! Yes, because he's not doing much on the main roster.
To
right
the
now.
moon!
Yes, I'm with that. And also, Ponder says he learned that an NHL star copied Christian's gimmick of going after a teammate's mom. So.
That's not reserved to the NHL. Again, back to the porn conversation we were talking about earlier. Everybody be careful in your laundry room.
It's a perilous place.
Are you serious? You guys don't know the dangers of dryers?
Wait,
hey, laundry is a very dangerous thing.
And maybe we'll find out on our Patreon. Marco Narciso, Honey Darling, the Den of Desire. You can catch them Thursday nights on 880 Wrestling. Thursday night fights from the 880. The Dottie Block, the place of many names,
yes.
Up in New Kensington. Also join. It's a free show on Thursdays if you're in the New Kensington area. Drop in. New Kensington's not that squarey, at least not that block.
BYOB.
Yes, it's BYOB, of course. And the next show, which I believe is Brandon St. James' Unholy Christmas.
Yeah, on the 22nd of December.
22nd on, Missy was trying to track this down, on Christmas Eve. So there you go.
Yeah.
Celebrate Christmas with us with Brandon St. James' Unholy Christmas.
You guys should have a Die Hard.
There should be a Krampus in there or something. I don't know. I hope I didn't
Who's
spoil
to
something.
say we won't?
I don't know. There's probably going to be a Krampus. Don't be disappointed there's not a Krampus, but I feel like there's going to be a Krampus.
We need more than one. We need Krampi.
I literally know nothing. I think they've announced one match. What TME is actually going to be there. Speaking of the main event, fresh off AEW Collision.
This is the normal route. Like after you do Collision,
you go to New Kensington.
You go to New Ken. Yeah, this is like the new path in Pittsburgh.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All roads to stardom go through New Kensington now, I guess. So thank you so much. Ronnie Starks, thanks for coming back and letting us know your feelings.
We
Happy to be here.
There you go. Mad Mike as well also has a lot of feelings that he lets out on the Twitter.
Oh yeah, all the time.
And also
sometimes there are baby pictures now there.
Yes, there's a new wrinkle to that.
A lot of new wrinkles.
I'm at
very tiny.
I'm at the cutest wrinkles. I'm at Sorgatron on all the social medias, and I just share a lot of cool stuff. We've been trying to have a little bit more chats. I'm at Mastodon. I'm having some wrestling and Assassin's Creed chats. It's been actually kind of fun. Making friends over there.
What time is it there always?
Where? It is Vader time on Mastodon, yes.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, guys. If you're on Patreon in about an hour, you're going to get the special where we're going to talk about, what were we talking about?
We're going to tell you why dryers aren't safe.
We're going to learn why dryers aren't safe. We're going to read the comments. I hope we get to all this stuff, or else this teaser sucks.
So much
because I feel like we have a lot of stuff we said we were going to say, and I don't know if we're going to remember all of it. So, but other way,
Ronnie and I are going to do our Kermit impressions.
We are
fantastic.
So much to do, so little time.
Something, the Dreamers, and you. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.